Hello, team. Let me see. Okay, I'm gonna. Okay. All right, team. We're gonna start off. We just started recording this, so we're going to start off now. Okay. Awesome day overall. If anyone can confirm to me that you guys can hear me, so I can continue, that'll be awesome. Cherry J is being confirmed for me, please. Or anyone can confirm that you guys can hear me. Cool. Cool. Thank you so much. So let's start off. Let's begin overall market. Overall, I mean, the reason I like watching at the overall market here, it is because it likes giving me the overall direction, especially if you have massive runners. I like watching the overall market because if the market is super bullish, it also means that you have buyers trusting the market to go in as in bull, right? Because at the end of the day, you're going to have the interest of buyers or sellers. If the market is bearish, you know that buyers are not going to try to jump in when the market is bearish because a lot of tickers follow. Tickers even, like they're going to be tickers that don't make no sense to follow the market, but that is the point. The market, it's how the market condition is and overall. I'm not saying that every single ticker would follow the market run, but most of them do, especially if it's a ticker that has a lot of volume for that day. Meaning that if today it's running with a lot of volume, it is because people are trusting that ticker today based on the market's conditions. Sometimes it doesn't have to be because of the market. It only has to be because of the momentum if it's in their favor. So overall, as you can see here, we have a daily bullish, right? Daily bullish market in an uptrend. Let me accept this piece here. And it's not just the daily. We're talking about an higher time frame, which is weekly here. Look at the weekly pointing up. Yeah, I think it's a lot of people who confirmed you probably have to restart or see if you can. Because I think, yeah, because I'm hearing someone else. I got to mute whoever coming in. Okay, so can anyone confirm? Where's the link? The link is in VIP trade chat. That is where the link is at. So an overall market condition here, what I'm noticing here is the weekly. If you notice, the weekly is in a bullish uptrend. We're talking about the market, and overall, it's looking to run the higher high. Can you hear a thing? Really? Okay, it's because I'm sorry, you guys are probably on Discord. I had the Discord mute thing off. Okay, I'm talking about. I guess I have two types. I have Discord and I got Zoom. The ones are on Discord. Sorry, I did have the mute thing off, so you'll probably have to like look into the video later if you want to be able to hear the beginning of it. But okay, let's start off. Sorry about that. I did have it on mute on the Discord. I had it on mute on the Zoom. So we're gonna continue here. Yeah, we're gonna continue here. So we have okay, I'm hearing someone else here. Cool. The market overall is bullish. And what helps me with the overall market, it's because I like it, knowing that if I am going to attack a ticker, especially CYH, MGI, that's another ticker that I learned. MGI, it's based on what the USA is doing, right? USA does good, MGI is gonna do it good. And I think MGI, it's I can't remember what ticker is that. But know that if I take, if I'm trusting a ticker and I see a suddenly reaction to the market, That is because the ticker follows the market condition. If a market tanks and that ticker tanks, then there's a good chance that if the market reacts in a reverse position, that means that that ticker is also going to react into a reverse position. I mean, like reverse back if the market does as well. For the reason being that it reacted to the market fall. So overall, like I said, we have 364. We have a previous high before President Biden. I'm sorry. You should be able to be in out on it, brother. Yeah, yeah. I just let you in right now. You should be able to get in now. Are you able to see now? So in overall, the market, like I'm always gonna say, before I'm not like I say, well, we have many rumors of Biden and Trump and all this. In my honest opinion, ain't gonna go. I'm going to go with the result that's happening now. And so far, Biden is winning, right? Or he won. So before Biden winning or anything like that, before the election, we had a 358. I was discussing this in the previous video on our YouTube about how after the presidency and after we declare a president, the market was going to run a higher high because we had a bullish weekly. And guess what happened? He runs the higher, it pops. And because of that random pop, and knowingly that SPI does not run or does not squeeze so fast without people profiting, right? Because if they do an option plays, and if they're trading options, think about it. Anything pops $10 out of nowhere, people are already in a lot of money. They don't need to run more to make money. They're playing options and a $10 play and an option pop. That means a lot of money to them. So it's not like I said, it's not just $10 movement because of dipping at 10, I mean at 350 and running 360, just $10. No, if it comes down that they dipped at a certain level and then sure did. Thank you so much for that. Thanks so much for that little reminder. So overall, right, the market, I did sure I have pressed I was trying to mute our members here because I don't want it to happen where I'm recording a video and it's recording someone else's because that's like a background. So I'm trying to make sure everyone's muted to continue the video clear for our members. So long story short here, like I was mentioning, the market, I like watching the market to give me an overall direction because as you notice, whenever we have a bullish market, you have to notice my watch list. My watch list is super huge because we're having so many runners. When the market, is consolidating, or when it has a bearish, we're having like five. In the ticker, we only have like five runners, or like a weekday, because people are not trusting that day based on the SPI. Like me, I like trading heavily based on SPI, and then I'm gonna trade what tickers run based on SPI, because if it's bullish, I mean, if it's bearish, I have to kind of run my ways around it to make sure I'm not attacking tickers that are following the SPI. And even if they follow the SPI, I have to make sure that if I alert something, I want to make sure that the SPI will reverse for us to potentially make money on those tickers that I'm alerting that should reverse as well. So when I said anyone who's here is new to the market, and anyone who was probably experienced in market but does not use SPI, or like just has like a nice high caps watch list, I suggest you have it, because in overall, you have to have the kings on top. This is almost like like a checkers play. You have the king, the queens, and then you have the horses and all that. You got the knights and everything. So you got the main kings on top of the overall market, especially for the Dow Jones, like Dow Jones. This is like this is McDonald's. This is Home Depot. I'm talking about like this is the big people, like like the big company. This is huge company all in one. If anyone's not aware what this ticker is, this is ticker. Like I said, it's all these huge companies that are, like I said, McDonald's. All these companies that it's just put into one. They all added into one ticker, one price, and based on what they're doing, this is what the ticker would do. So what I'm saying, this is what the Jones would do. If the overall market is, doing pretty good and is being healthy and is running up, McDonald's or SPI or AT&T or anything like that are not the only ones, or are not the only tickers that are going to run. You got the little mini stories that are based on the economy of the of the United States, what's happening based on the economy that's happening now. If we have a healthy uptrend economy, you got an uptrend potential smaller businesses to do the same thing. It's not just the big businesses, right? It's just like common sense. So overall, sometimes you might not think that these tickers are potentially kind of keep an eye on, but it does help to it does help for you to potentially indicate the trade, or how trusted you should be in a trade, or where you should be looking at, or or how careful you should be. So it does help when it comes to decision makings, to make sure that you have a list of your nice high caps, and you have a list of your nice high caps, because you need to be able to tell how the market is doing. You're not going to only be able to tell, because sometimes, like I say, you could be trading a bullish ticker, but if you're not aware of the market condition, that ticker could flush, right? And you're going to sit so confused in why it's flushing, or you're going to sit so confused in why it's pulling back. So that's going to probably indicate you that it's a weakness point, that you're going to be like, oh man, it's flushing, let me get out before it flushes further. But you might not, understand that there are other factors why a ticker might flush randomly if it's doing so good based on the action that is happening. So what I'm saying, you need to understand that the market is not just one factor. There's many factors to the market when it comes to decision making or what you're trading. Now, let's talk about, like I said, WKH. It flew today because market was bullish. You got AMD, you got SPI. As you can see, look, SPI, the exchanger, the extended happening was, bullish throughout the day. You have many tickers here that was following that trend. The only one that probably wasn't following trend, NEO. But NEO overall, it has, I'm not sure, it wasn't this one. It's not NEO, it's ENO. ENO because, it's the opposite of NEO. And ENO is like just, it's based on, with the whole, COVID stuff. And as you can see, it stayed kind of, in a level with SPI, it was bullish. When the market is bullish, COVID, pharma companies, they tend to not do anything. When they want to push or run high, is because whenever the market wants to run down, it's like it's bearish. You'll have all these pharma like Codex, and all these companies run up whenever the market is doing so bad, because people are just going to focus on that. Okay, so now let's get to work. Let's talk about the two alerts that happened today, which is the main one, which is CVAT. We're gonna talk about CVAT, and when it's pretty much break it down in what happened here, and how we can break it down to all these teams here, especially since the beginning. And I'm talking about this ticker. We haven't been. Just know that this ticker, this is not our first alert, and it's not like this is not our first where we're attacking the high of it. We're literally coming from what? We're coming from under $3. You get what I'm saying? We're coming from under this this fall here, and an uptrend and all that. Now I'm gonna break it down how I was able to tell, especially this is what we wrote. We wrote this fall. It was this fall. Yep, 247, and then we wrote up. So now I'm gonna break it down what this fall was, and I'm gonna write it down for you here. Now, whenever this fall happens, many people believe that probably CVAT was going to die, right? But you have to understand that when it comes to that decision making, it's based on what you're trusting yourself and how you're gonna redip things, right? If you're gonna think that a ticker is gonna keep flushing, that is fine. It could keep flushing, but at the same time, you have to keep your eyes on if you want to, probably make your money back or probably even make more money than what it's doing. So now, whenever this ticker, it pushed up and it was pushing this 578, and it just completely, faded down. I was thinking more. And overall, a long term, you can see, look at the extension of the monthly. And that's because, what happened today. It ran 12. Huge extension, huge price action movement. That is also means momentum. Now, as you can see here monthly, you see this zigzag. This right here from where what is Fetzer was at 45 this whole time. There was a month. Remember, he only consolidated for 3 weeks, and that's how long we were stuck in. But the reason I was stuck in is because we were looking for a hop into the momentum. If we go back to daily, look at this beautiful. Remember how I keep telling everyone? I was like, wait on the daily, wait on the daily, wait on the daily. The daily doing a reset. That is means. I'm gonna go back to monthly here. It means daily resetting means monthly was K, orange line was testing D. If he resets on D, which is K on D, guess what happens of the potential there? It potentially what? A bounce. And since he's zigzagging up, you have to understand that the Fetzer would do many, many patterns. And it's not just, it's not going to be just a smooth uptrend. It's not going to just be one zigzag, two zigzags. It could be the whole way zigzagging, or it could be two zigzags at the beginning and then smooth up, or it can be, smooth up and then zigzag, like Kobe was doing on the daily, as you can see here, right? You see, smooth up and then zigzag. And yes, like I said, there's many patterns. When it comes to zigzagging, just know that zigzag also means higher lows, higher highs, when the momentum is zigzagging. And what I mean by that is you also use that as you are matched to dip. You use it to dip. And you also use it to average in. I keep telling everyone, if you wanted to dip, please dip the 30 minutes reset. We were sitting here in this 335, and I'm talking about we're sitting for days here. And I'm gonna go back here in this daily. I'm in this 30 minutes, right? Before even the pop happened. As you can see, 240 and so on and so on. And I'm gonna give you all the resets that could have happened that you could have dipped. And this was all based on that daily reset. And I'm gonna tell you, it goes, even if it doesn't recover, that's fine. You wait for the fully reset. It goes 1, 2, right? This is a third one. Even this was a fourth one, because what happens is higher low reset. That's the strong sign. This is a fifth one. We're going into a fifth one now. And even we have a sixth ones here. So we have 6 so far of entries. And now let's look at the daily. You see what the daily is? The daily is sitting in a bullish uptrend. If you wanted to attack those 30 minutes resets, what does it mean when attacking 30 minutes reset is? That if you get in the 30 minutes reset, it also means that you should be getting 30 minutes reset at a higher low. That if you're getting a 30 minutes reset, it should make a point that it should at least hop as a higher low. Because if it does a higher low, that also means that the daily should be wanting more. And if you want more, what does it also means that you can go into a long-term play. So now, like I was telling you, this was all based, action. And 30 minutes, you might see it that is so quick now, but trust me, this thing I'm talking about, look, it flushed. This is a whole day dip, right? We're gonna take that one out. This one, it flushed. This is a after hour NPM dip. This is about 6 to 8 hours price action movement for you to dip. This 30 minutes right here, it's an it's actually a PM into market open. So it's about 5 hours action of a dip opportunity. The same things here. After hour to PM into market open. That's about 10 and over hours of a dip in opportunity. So I'm not, I'm saying that 30 minutes is also a lot of times to potentially for you to keep track and to know when to dip the right times. And sometimes it's not even just 30 minutes, right? If we go back into the 15, you can also see that 15 minutes is going to be sometimes in a little way, way that if you want to confirm it, because sometimes you have to understand that the lines that you make in a Webull, if you place it in one place and you go up in a time frame, it's going to move into a different kind of little angle. So you have to correct it. It happens a lot of times. So for example, if I were to move this line here into this reset of 15 minutes, right? This is 15 minutes. And I'm going to put it white. You're going to see that this is still sitting under the 30 minutes reset. As you can see here, after hours, it glides in, resets, goes back up, and the whole time, buyers were heavily on it. And look what happened the next day. Goes up 380, 354, and goes go boom, into $6, $10, and so on. Now, for me to be able to hold this ticker, and I learned it so many times, it was not because I was basing it off on I was basing it off a daily, yes. Because if I knew that daily was resetting at the right time, that the monthly was zigzagging up, and that zigzag downtrending K on D on monthly, what's matching my daily momentum resetting at the right place, because you have to understand that a lower time frame will mean a higher time frame zigzag bounce and price action difference. So what I'm saying is, if a daily is zigzagging up in momentum, and I'm gonna put an example right here, the zigzags here, right? I'm gonna take off this price action as I was telling you here. We're gonna move up, wrong line. There goes a zigzag around this area. We're gonna put this. I don't know why that one went away. Okay. Why is that one moving around? Okay, we'll put this one white. Okay, we're gonna move this one there for a minute, and then we're gonna move them again. And we're gonna put this one white again. So actually, we just put this area here, so we can concentrate what I mean by it, where the area is at that I want you to concentrate, and then what I mean by zigzag. Okay, so this top is zigzagging, right? As you can tell, that's momentum going up, and for example, if it's zigzagging, that also means that a lower time frame, it's dancing down and it's going up. You need to find who that is, right? So you come back down and we're going to zoom out. It's not 15 minutes because 15 minutes is doing too much. Then we're going to zoom out again. So now, as you can tell, you remember how I was explaining you the 30 minutes? 30 minutes zigzagging. It also means 1 hour. I'm daily. I'm sorry. 30 minutes resetting and waving up and down means daily zigzagging. Daily zigzagging, resetting up means monthly zigzagging up. This is just how I want to kind of put it into you guys. And this is why we use big time frames and lower time frames and all time frames. The reason being is because one is moving based on a bigger one, and a bigger one is moving based on a bigger one. So, and a big one is moving how a small one is moving. So what I'm saying is, you can't just base on one time frame. You have to base on all time frames, because there's a pattern here. There's a reason why, it is why it is. And there's a reason why the FEDSO is the best indicator, hands down, to learn if you're new. And if you were to, just give it 2 years, and you're going to see how much you will improve your knowledge to think, especially your knowledge to find trades as entries and exits, weakness and potentials. And as you can see, we're locking profits every day. I'm proving you by the calls that I'm doing that I'm predicting movements of hours away. And it's that's just common sense, right? Like I show you screenshots, I tell you what I do, where I learn it, how I do it. So you know what I'm saying? It comes down to the fit tool. The fit tool is my main important tool. So if you want to learn how to find your entries and your exits and your potentials and your weakness, focus on the fit tool. It takes a lot of time to be able to tell what it's doing. But once you learn and get the hang of it, it's a gold mine. I mean, I'm talking about it's so easy to read anything. It's not even like where you're gonna have to stay for 5 minutes just staring at it. You can come down to just in 3 seconds or 5 seconds reading that potential real quick and moving on. If not, it will dip, and if you dip, right? And then as you can say, like, we're swinging tickers. We swing it, and then some people are finding difficult to find tickers what to swing. I'm talking about there's mentors out there that don't even know what to swing, or there's mentors out there that can't even explain a normal swing. And we swings here, we do swings here and there. We give risks, we give potentials, we even give a good guidance to where if you get caught, we help you out in a way that, whenever we alert tickers, we don't alert based on news. As you can see, CVAT, it wasn't really running based on news. SUNW wasn't really running based on news. And we got many tickers that don't run based on news of what we alert. We alert based on what we're trading or what we're interested in. Sometimes you want, you might think that why is he trying to alert this ticker? I mean, why is he trying to trade this ticker if it's 5 cents, 10 cents? But I even put it down. It's a long range. It's based on you if you want to accept it. If it's a long range, what it also means, it means that you have to go heavy to make a lot of money. If it's high range, high risk, and all that, I will break it down to you. But I'm always putting it down when we're locking profit, entries, and all that. So overall, when it comes to CVAT, like I said, we held because of the monthly. It was uptrending zigzag. Now look at it. Look at this extension. That is, it's showing that what could happen. It could go boom down, and you don't want to get caught in that. So this is why we have to be locking profit today, and it's so risky to swing. It could keep going, and that is fine. Let it keep going. The only accepting here is to greediness and to discipline is to let it keep going and to know what you got and know that you can repeat it again with another ticker. You don't have to chase this, or you don't have to think that you locked so early or anything like that. Just let it be. This is not the only ticker in the market that you missed making money. You got tickers every single day, especially if you're able to read potential. You're going to find tickers every single day. This is not, it's not. I mean, you can start seeing this as normal. And then it's common sense to let a ticker ride and to let it run, because we're not as good to predict the top. So when it comes to this, we're only good at predicting what to avoid a sell-off or to avoid a potential pullback. That's what we're good at. So we can tell sometimes, like I say, you can ride certain percentage and let it keep riding more. You don't have to lock fully, and that is something that I also teaches, averaging out. It's the same way we average into position, we average out, because this is the opposite of what's happening. So when it comes to the market, CVAT we held, like I said, was because of the monthly. I noticed the how monthly was bullish, and it wasn't just monthly. You go to quarterly, look at quarterly, a smooth uptrend. That's a smooth uptrend before. Guess where price was at before the stretch? At 49 Fetzel. Price was around $5, $4, or it was around, it was sitting around $3 to 3.30 when it was, it was around here, barely moving. So now that it's pushing, as you can see, a smooth uptrend. What was it meaning to me on monthly? It was also meaning that the zigzag was going to be respected. It was going to uptrend some more, and especially on the room that the quarterly had, because you even got yearly, right? Quarterly, I don't even know what the heck quarterly means, but yearly reset. Look at the yearly. So much room in price to go up. Sometimes you don't have to depend on that if you're day trading, because please understand that you have to break down if you're swing, day trading, intraday, monthly hold, weekly hold, day holds. It's just, there's a lot of, ways to trade. So it's not just, sometimes you might think that you won't get nothing today because it's flushing, but sometimes it's healthy that it flushes for you to get some more. And those flushes are opportunities instead of weaknesses to you. Someone who is a an experience would have seen that this flush here was weakness, and that it was going to flush down. But we didn't panic. We held. We actually wanted to profit to take. And like I keep telling everyone, I'm holding long. I want this to go super long based on monthly, and it's up to you if you lock in, because I want you to recover. I want you to, pull up some money, have some more money to trade around, or even trade this ticker and chase it out if you wanted some more, right? It never hurt for you to chase this ticker, because this ticker was even posted in our after hours watch after the day that it was running $4. So it was posted on the after hours watch. And guess what happened next day? It runs $5 and $6. So, I was always keeping track of this ticker. It was always right there for everyone to kind of see and keep common sense, like to be like, hey, what you think of CVAD? And you know what? Hey, I actually think that it should push some more. Hey, what you think of CVAD today? You know what? I'm holding because it should push some more, and then I'm gonna give you explanation, because I'm not gonna be straightforward to you. And as you may, you always see, I like being honest, and I like giving you a picture, a screenshot. I like giving you a nice explanation of what I think. So, I'm not gonna be like, no, just hold, or based on this and that. Sometimes I'll be short because it's just holding a position, right? So it's common sense. So when it comes to this ticker, like I was mentioning, we had a quarterly uptrend, and then we go to a year. I can even go I can even go to a yearly. You see, yearly, like I say, was resetting. Enough room for this quarterly to push up, and enough potential for this monthly to respect the zigzag and still push up, and enough for this weekly, to probably respect this also. But it actually, it flushed a bit, which was fine. As long as monthly for me was bullish and quarter was bullish, I was still fine with it. So overall, I knew the potential on this ticker. I wasn't really, I didn't have no fundamental other than the momentum and the price action that I was happening. So and what it did today, and this is like I say, was my main focus, that it reset beautifully unrespected. And this reset that happened on daily gave me the idea that that was the zigzag that was happening on monthly, and the downside line of K going into D on monthly, which I'm gonna show you guys again here. This one, that is the daily resetting into the D, which is K resetting into D. And that was also mean to me that this was, a potential bounce for daily to react on a bounce on monthly. So overall, like I was mentioning many times, I'm holding based on that action. So what happened today? Let's break down what happened today now. How I was able to tell that it can continue, especially on the potential that it's been happening for the previous days. Because I even alerted this ticker, right? Yesterday, I even alerted to hold. Because like, look, we're going to break it down here on price action. BWAP is my only friend. Trend support and resistance are my other factors to consider. The price action in between spaces and in between breaking points. So I don't want to have EMAs. I don't want to have MAs. I don't want to have any other line that could confuse me or give me, doubts of that it should break that line or it should not break. Let me see if it should break this line. No, I want to be clear as I could, especially because the FEDSO, it's clear as it can be to give you the potential what the ticker wants, right? What else do you need? You just need your nice candles, because your candles also indicate who it's in area. If there's more buyers than sellers, if there's more sellers than buyers, that it broke a downtrend, now buyers are interest, Did it break a downtrend, but buyers are not interested? There's many factors here. Or whenever the momentum pops or resets, how hard is the candle? How strong is the candle? How big is the candle? You get what I'm saying? There's so many factors to consider when the momentum action movement and how it reacts. So now let's go see what happened yesterday. I'm sorry, Friday, and what happened today. Friday, we had an alert, the same alert that it was going to reverse, right? That it was going to run 7 and so on and so on. Reason why is because if you go into a higher time frame, which is 30 minutes, this is the first one. Look at it. We have a strong indication here. You have a PM price action with no downtrend, no uptrend, sideways action, but with more buyers in that action. So sometimes you don't have to just depend on the Fetzel. I'm sorry about that noise, guys. You don't have to depend just on the Fetzel, but you also have to depend on the price action or what the ticker is doing. So for example here, like I said, an important factor for us to always remember, this is something to always remember, is how the ticker or how long, how much, or how far it got off the pre-market. So the important key is if it's sitting and dancing close to pre-market, holding a higher low, doing resets, and price action comes to close to market opens, there's a good chance that the pre-market could be run up by the price action only. Even sometimes reset. The reason why price action is being held, why, is because sometimes reset could happen through our pre-market. A reset could happen through pre-market to run market opens. And just know that market opens, a lot of people wait on that. They wait to just get in at market open. So what I'm saying, this is market open once VWAP starts in, right? And we're going to put on the resets here. You got 1, you got 2. Right before market opens, you got 2 resets. The first reset was at 489. The second one was at 550. No, it was around $5, 515. 515. The previous one, 580. Remember how it's important is to know higher lows resets? Fetzel helps you to indicate you that. RSI won't. RSI is not going to come to oversold. It's going to go to heat, come back to oversold, and go to heat again to give you nice resets of oversold, right? RSI does not do that as comments. Okay, my thing went down. I had to put it up again on my Discord. I noticed that the thing went down, so I was putting it up. So when it comes to price action, higher low means higher resets, also means higher highs. So based on the price action that daily was happening here, remember this white lines? If we go back to daily, these white lines are the focus that, daily was bullish, monthly was bullish, weekly was bullish, and then we got, 4 hours, bullish. So what I'm saying, like bullish means up bullish, and then up bullish. This is just up bullish pushes, because sometimes you have to understand that 4 hours don't have to give you a full uptrend like this in one day. It could just be this in one day. You know what I'm saying? And it could just be this one day, or sometimes it could just be this in one day. 4 hours is 4 hours. 4 prints. It can be just 4 prints. That's what 4 candles. 444. That's the whole market. The whole time the market is open. So you can print 4 candles and not take so much momentum for the next day to go boom. So what I'm saying is, sometimes, like I said, it takes from here. I'm gonna put it. Look, if you focus here, this is October, November 3rd. Like I said, to go from here, from November to from here to all the way here, it took about 2 days, 3 days, because look, until market until market close at 16, that's whenever he started resetting. And you can see the pre-market, he sold a little bit into after hour and pre-market. So overall, It takes 2 days, but like I said, this action here, 1616, it was just today. Look, 4 hours, bullish just today. And that's an uptrend. So to you, being an uptrend also indicates, what happened today, right? So we're gonna break down, like I say, CVAT today is an example. Yes, I mean Friday it was alerted, and it was alerted also to hold. And if you think about it, 15 minutes reset, and it's close to pre-market, runs pre-market, the next reset, it's kind of dancing off. So if you go to 5 minutes, you're gonna notice that 5 minutes here reset it twice as well with a higher low. That's also indicating that the 5 minute has the potential to push market opens if it's sitting on an oversold. So it's like, if you put it in mind, if 5 minutes and 15 minutes is sitting oversold, why would the ticker just keep going and going and going to, when there's no room to go oversold? It'll probably hop back real quick, a market open, and flush deeper down once heat runs up, right? And the heat giving you, which is this, like heat run, that would have given you a nice price action for you to exit, and then, probably stay on it to see the potential. So overall, the price action here was, well, what I focus in every day is pre-market highs or higher highs, or 4 hours higher high, daily higher highs. So we're trying to look for big movements. I'm not trying to look for a higher high in 1 minute or 5 minutes, because if you're looking for a higher high in 1 minute, you'll get a heck of a lot of higher highs. You got one. What I'm gonna, I can be entry, exit, entry, exit, entry, exit. It just, y'all won't be quick enough to do that, and then you're gonna have doubts with your money. So what I'm saying is, we're looking here for bigger movements, bigger potentials here. So now, yesterday, what am I saying? Yesterday, Friday, we had a reset here. That we had a pre-market 7, but you look, the higher low was 521. 15 minute reset it fully into after hour, and it stayed right under into a full 5 minutes reset. And guess what happens Monday? It pops. And this is where the tricky part comes in. And this is where you would have show potential. But this is where, we were basing this potential in the 5 minutes reset, 15 minutes reset as well, for the, movement into pre-market. Because you trading this here, you won't predict this yet. You're going to predict this later. So what I'm saying is, you predicted how it's going up, right? So you base this predicted movements, and you go like, hey, it held nice. It held before after our close. It held a 15 minutes reset and at a higher low. Why wouldn't I usually risk higher lows? That's my alerts are higher low risk, higher low risk. Hey, risk higher low, and so on and so on. It's always higher low risk, because even if I'm risking higher lows, you always notice that we're locking profit, because a higher low, he actually holds pretty strong. So what I'm saying, you got a 15 minutes reset on the 15 minutes Fetzel. You come down, he holds, right, and he pushes up. You probably would have catch this one, because this was my exit. I even missed this whole push. This whole push, but I was scalping this whole thing up, so I wasn't going to let go on making sure that I wasn't making money. At the end of the day, I still came back at the same level that I took profit, and I made more money on it at the end of the day. So what I'm saying, look at this. If you think about it, whenever I alerted this and I put it in a screenshot it there at the on Discord, I said this is really early, and this ticker is dipping a 15 minutes reset before market opens. It's also, you have to consider how short see this thing, because if this is sitting on a heat and market open comes, that's a potential to fade. It has so much room throughout the day to potentially fade into throughout the day. Later at the end of days, whenever you will probably consider a dip in opportunity, because it has the potential to reverse, because 15 minutes is sitting on reset. But this was a different story today. Today was pre-market early. It did a 15 minutes reset, and then it sit on here, and it wasn't just 15 minutes. It was also 30 minutes. 30 minutes was sitting into an oversold, and market open was coming. Shorts knew that their time was running out. 30 minutes was still coming down, and price was not coming down at all. And in 15 minutes, like 15 minutes, especially here, 15 minutes wasn't just 15 minutes. It was also 5 minutes. Think about it, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. You got two 5 minutes resets while you got one 15 minutes reset, right? So that's two potential for you to dip. Two 5 minutes resets also can indicate what? A heck of a lot of 1 minute resets. You get what I'm saying? So think about it. There goes one. Look, there goes another one here. There goes another one here. And there goes another one here because it's a midway recovery. So if you would have kept now, you would have been able to tell. And you got another one here because the 15 minutes was real close to potentially reset soon. So if you think about it, all these lines that I just put on, those are the potential dip opportunities of you reset. I mean, dip in the 1 minute reset because you saw potential to go back up. And it wasn't just this one. You got another one here. You got another one right here, midway recovery. And at the end, throughout midday, you got so many. You got one here. You got one here. You got, so many here. And then look, it just got one and it just kept going. And then from there, you can see the squeeze. It just kept going and going. And so many reset opportunities for you to potentially scalp, but not just scalp, go long and average into position, knowing that, you could have dipped this ticker. So we're going to take this one's out. And let's move it down back into 5 minutes. And you're going to see where I'm in. 5 minutes resetting, 5 minutes resetting, 15 minutes resetting the whole time. And those 1 minute resets that I put in and printed you guys here, that was the average in that I was doing to see that, because I was like, I alerted this ticker is doing a reset of 15 minutes too early. And it also doing a reset before market opens. There's no way for it to go anywhere else because there's a lot of volume on it. There's a lot of buyers and sellers. There's a lot of bears and bulls. There's a lot of volumes in it. So what I'm saying is, if you're noticing that bears are getting weak, buyers are coming in strong, resetting momentum, and sellers are looking at that and they're like, man, what the heck? This thing is not going down on me. So I can log. I'm going to have to log because market opens coming and it's going to rerun on me because it's sitting on a reset. This is where what happens whenever it runs heat on you. That becomes your exit because you're a bull, right? If it runs heat here, like remember how we locked on 1083? I'm sorry, on 1043, we locked at 1043, the 35%. But we locked into this heat. Why we locked into that heat? Because that was our exit. And it's almost the same thing to shorts. Shorts need to understand, especially experienced shorts or experienced traders that are shorting this ticker. They know that this thing is about to run out of time on them and they need to either cover or risk a level that it can still potentially fade on them, but at the same time, they can squeeze on them. So when this thing squeezed a higher high, it was meant for us, to run long. So what I'm saying is momentum, the FEDSO, will help you a lot in not just predicting the price action, because that's, you have to actually include candles. You also have to include, what a lower time frame is doing. And it's not just one reset. It's, one reset is followed by two is followed by five. And then, and then the one is followed by a uptrend of FEDSO on the daily. So there's a lot of, like I say, there's a lot of things going on into momentum and how the FEDSO works. So long story short is, if you want to become the best in trading the stock market, I want you to focus in learning the FEDSO. And I want you to have a clear price action movement in your chart. I don't want you to have, like I said, if I were to add this and then this looks okay. I'm just going to add that. EMAs, right? It looks nice. But think about it. If I were to take all of this out, I'll take all of this out. And you would, depending on the EMA, this is just the way I was. I don't even know what kind of EMAs are this. What do you mean? Let me check clear. Kind of EMAs are this? What level? 510. No, I used to have 50. I used to have 100 and 200. Those were my nice long EMA lines for me to go long. As you can tell here, why I used to use those numbers. Look at the respect here in the EMAs. Beautiful respect on 50 EMA, beautiful respect on 50 EMA, and it's uptrending. Usually to me, back in the days, I used to use EMAs. The reason is because once it will broke 100 EMA or will break, 200 EMA will be BWAP, at least to my opinion. I don't know why 200 is over here and BWAP is down over here. It doesn't make sense to me at the moment. But anyways, EMAs will actually help me do the extension, but it also would trick me a lot of times. You're going to be able to tell here is all these lines that add up. So when you add those lines and adding up, it becomes confusing, especially when he extending does this. This becomes weakness to many, many indications here. This can, means that it could break down and, it'd be like, man, it can show me weakness. It's going to keep pushing down. So what I'm saying is overall, this potential here could give you, fake signals to potentially squeeze into a lower side. But when you lock it, when you take that out, let me put it here. Because when you take that out, when you put this line, let me see, put it here. Where's it out? How do you take? Oh, yeah, I was going a little. Okay, so when you take that out, and then you extend these back out, what you're pretty much looking here is you're looking at a downtrend and you're looking at a hold. With the BWAP, with the EMAs, you're looking at the potential to squeeze down and to fade down. So, there's two different ways of looking at things. So when it comes to looking at things, you always have to, make sure that it's pushing, at least it's holding a certain price action. So it can help you, go up. But like I said, I like having a clear picture to minimize the lines. Because whenever you minimize the lines, you can, have a space in between to go up or to go down, to go up or to go down. So what I'm saying is, especially, to any new traders, if you don't know, like if you really, because me right now, I'm showing my wife how to trade. And then it's actually pretty funny, because she's like, this and this and that. So, I'm going real small on her when it comes to trading. And then because when you're teaching her, and making the decision, or anyone who's new to trading and making decisions is going to be hard based, on price or how much money. So if you want to practice, like I say, any new trade, if you're coming in, oh, I don't know if we still have anyone here that's looking at it that's new. Nope. So any new trader that's coming in, if you know that that um that you want to get better, any pretty much, trading, start small. Even if you try to buy just one share, buy one share, buy it, sell it. That one share is going to give you a nice, percentage gainish or percentage print on based on how you're doing. You don't have to, risk your whole accounts to learn. There's a lot of people who come in heavily, so it becomes a problem for them. So it's, for me, long story short is, if you, learning, or if you try to teach, your kids or you're probably your wife or anything like that, it's good to do at least, one share, or if you can spend $30, $50, teach them with 50 for $30, because everything, starts off from small. And if you grow up your knowledge from 30 to, you know, 500 and to 25,000, you knew where you come from, right? You'll be able to manage the money and your profit as you go up. But if you cannot manage your money and you just jump in with $25,000, but you cannot manage what the market is really doing, yeah, you're gonna lose a lot of money. So always learn with the smallest that you can until you know what you're doing, so you cannot lose thousands of dollars. And that is just my base advice. Just so it's a good investment when it comes to a long term. So anyone who has any questions, please let me know. I just wanted to break down CBET when it comes to resetting and momentums and all that. So like I said, if you have any questions, please just let me know and I will be able to make sure to answer it. I don't even think that one's crypto. How do you use my Fesso? How do you use to help the Fesso and with your entries and exits? It's almost the same thing. Oh, by the way, right, guy, too late to join Telsa. It's really not at the moment. Yes, it is too late to enter Telsa. At this very moment, yes, it is too late to enter Telsa. You will have to wait until this pop consolidates or dips again. So you will not be able to dip right now. It's not a good time. And when it comes to the FETSO, how can it help you with entries and exits? The FETSO, for example, I'm gonna show you ETC. ETC is crypto. Crypto is tradable 24/7, right? When it comes to crypto and FETSO, it's oversold, overbought. Oversold means that it's been, oversold. It's just something that it's just been sold by so many people and there's a lot of people to buy it, right? And when it becomes too oversold, people come in and start buying it to it starts what? Becoming overbought. When it becomes overbought, what does it mean? It means that that the shares are shorting down for the people to buy those shorts. I mean those shares. So what I'm saying is demand is overbought or sold. It's pretty much who's buying and who owns it, and the more they buy, the higher the price will go. So the higher the price, the chasers will come in to make more money. And guess whenever those people think that it's too overbought, they release their shares. People come in for more because it's too overbought. It's almost the same thing. So this is all based on who knows or who doesn't know. So I'm breaking down here, for example, FETSO. How does it help me to determine? How does it help me to determine entries and exits? This is, like I said, this is crypto, right? FETSO, like I said, yeah. Let me see. Is it Zam or Zam? Okay, that looks nice. Okay, yeah, definitely looks nice. Okay, this is a good example, Yotuba, for the FETSO entry. How were you able to tell resets, entries, and exits? 4 hours. Just know that 4 hours. You have to understand how long a time frame is, right? You have to understand how many times a 30 minutes will reset or will run. What I mean by is going down, go up, go down, go up. How many times would it do that throughout the day? And how many times per hours would it do that throughout the day? Or if it would need multiple days to do a heat run. Heat run means up, resets means down. So resets, it's pretty much, or like I said, overbought, oversold, who it's in what side. Just know that in this market, you got buyers and you have sellers. You got sellers who make money going down. You got buyers who make money going up. You got sellers who covers and they cover and they make their money. Buyers come in strong and it changes the run into a demand of an upside. So it's almost like that. So we have to it's like we're giving each other turns instead of fighting each other, right? The only ones fighting are the people that just don't know, and they're fighting for shares when we're just pretty much giving them They're fine when we know that it's our time to exit. So what I'm saying is chasers do get caught sometimes heavily. So chasers will, pretty much potentially buy a bad level, or they will buy an entry and it will go down, and they'll think that it will just keep going down when it just goes back up again. So they're not able to read potential, read the momentum exactly. So long story short is, when it comes to resets, you have to be able to tell how you averaging in. It's 4 hours is resetting here, and like I'm talking about, like it's resetting. If I were to let me go down, let me close this here, right here. You can see here the 4 hours is resetting now. Price action is not even, there's not even not nothing really happening right now, and it's sitting at 45. So 4 hours resetting. And then, if it's a 4 hour reset, you need to consider that, like I was explaining it through the whole video, you will go down to a lower time frame. You going down to a lower time frame can also indicate you. Sorry, where's the 4 hours at here? Because that's the only white line that I have, so that should be okay. Well, white line. So 4 hours will indicate you means that you will use a lower time frames to dip. You got this 5 minute, 15 minutes resets. You got these other 15 minutes reset multiple times, like bang, 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 bang. So if you would have been following that, you will be able to catch that potential. And you have, multiple ones here where it was resetting. So either you average in or you dip and ride. But if you dip and ride, you have the potential to lose money, because it can have the momentum to go more down, or you have the potential, to just get out of break even and not make money. So, that's the high risk with it. So, overall, the high risk is that your entry could end up being a profit exit. So that's what, high risk is all about. It's not about just, going down, going up. It's all about that if you enter, then even with that entry that you have the potential to exit your entry with the profit take. That's pretty much when it comes to dip and ride. So when it comes to dipping, average entries, like I said, 4 hours resetting, 15 minutes resetting. That's 1, 2, 3 potential ways of dipping in the 41. So if you wanted to go to 4 hours, you can see here that was a reset of 15 minutes, 1, 2, 3 times doing the resets for 4 hours to have a reaction of overbought. Oversold to create a reset to go into overbought. So overall, you have to use lower time frames to be able to tell potential with a higher time frame, and to be able to tell if this 4 hours have a bounce with an even higher time frame. As you can tell here, you see what daily bounced at? Daily bounced on D. K bounced on D. And guess what happened there? 4 hours reset and did a what? Reaction bounced into an upside. And like I was explaining through this whole video again, is whenever I was mentioning that if you use a higher time frame, you will need to use your lower time frames to indicate you how would a higher time frame will move based on a lower time frame. And if you're using a lower time frame, you will have to still use an even lower time frame to indicate you the movement of that time frame, so you can tell and hold the potential of an even bigger time frame. So what I'm saying, this is all confusing, but with time, it does take time, and it's all about taking work and putting in work every single day to learn something new every day. Because like we are here to learn. So what I'm saying, we're locking profits every day, and as like even right now, I'm teaching my wife how to trade, but we're trading with a small count, and we're just doing here and there. But I want her to kind of do things or make decisions on her own, based on how she's trading. So overall, my best advice to her right now, it's pretty much to start small. And since it's barely her third day, she wants to kind of get the hang of what she needs to do, and then going deeper with some deeper money. So what I'm saying, it's all based on what you're doing, how confident or how your discipline is, and that's how deeper you should go with cash. Even if you have to paper trade, paper trade. What I'm saying is, it's not just beautiful stars when you come in with a lot of money and you do not know what to do. I seen a lot of friends come and go. I seen friends come with 30, 40,000. They get lucky with a Tesla call, and then they think that they're gonna be millionaires, and just give it in 2 months, they probably lost what they got from Tesla call, and they lost what they begin with. So what I'm saying is, it's based how you manage your money. Sometimes you get a lucky, I mean, a lucky call, a lucky profit pop. But like I always, give it advice. Please cash out, save that cash, start over. Your skills of starting over and the potential to make your account up again. That is what's going to give you the confidence that you should be knowing what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, you get what I'm saying? It's going to be hard here in the market to understand what you're really doing. So it's all with time. Yeah, so what I'm saying is, it's just it's to understand how the market is, because like I was mentioning, like I always tell my wife, you have to start small, even if it's one share. Wish that because I barely made our account. This is the one that we're printing these things in right now. So I'm using this account, whatever, to do this, because I even put it. I did the same thing, everything. I posted the pre-market watch list, after hours watch list, all stocks. I did everything, the same thing that I have it. I did in her account. So I want to make sure, she follows the same footsteps, but I want to make sure that she knows, or she kind of, I'm talking about follow the footsteps, is that she follows exactly what I'm teaching her. And, like I said, to trade, you only take sometimes just one. I mean, this is the possibility of us right now, is to be able to learn just with one share. And that is amazing because, there would, I mean, I was in that era where they were charging us $8 to try to make $5. We would still come up negative. Like, what was the common sense in that? And it was kind of funny that, because whenever they would charge you like $6, $7 to buy, and then another $6, $7 to sell, you will pay like $15. So if you would like trading with a small account, Jesus, you would just wouldn't work. Robinhood came in. Robinhood sent all these expensive brokers that were charging us for no reason, and that's what I like about Robinhood. Robinhood came in and they're like, you know what? I think we're gonna, we can pretty much take that thing off. And then I found out everything because of Robinhood. I started off of Robinhood, trading off of Robinhood, and it was free. When I was trying to e-trade and all those, other brokers, they were charging me $7 to trade, and I was like, man, this thing is expensive. I will have to really make about $20, to learn, or at least per trade, and I will have to spend $15 per trade to learn. So, I was like, that didn't make sense. So it makes it complicated for us that want to learn. But now we have brokers that, Robinhood came. You got Webull after, you got Momo, whatever it's called. Then you got E-Trade, Think or Swim, and all these other ones following the free trading where they weren't even charging you. They're not charging you to trade anymore. So you know what I'm saying? Who started that was Robinhood, not charging people, to trade. So when Robinhood came and he became big, other broker was like, damn, we're losing customers because of Robinhood. We have to follow that hype. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes you follow hypes so you can make money, but not all hypes, whatever. But Robinhood overall, it's a great broker to me when it comes to options and trading. If you're pretty smart when it comes to exiting limit sales and limit entries, it's not bad. It's a good broker, But when you're trying to, rush into things and doing this and all that, it's gonna mess you up because the problem Robinhood has is that you have to do so many things to just edit or cancel an order just to go back and redo the whole thing. With Webull, it lets you navigate that order so you can up or down that order, buy more, sell more, buy higher price, sell a lower price. Into that same order, you don't have to do anything. Just confirm that you did that, and boom. With Robinhood, you have to go back, cancel it, and then redo it, put the price again, and then send the order again. So it's a lot. It's complicated. So when it comes to that, there's bad sides to things. Like Webull has a messy options, and that's why I like Robinhood options, because it's more organized. And when it comes to trading platforms and trading shares, Webull is my best platform, my best web broker, then Robinhood. But I also use Robinhood to trade my long term tickers, where I trade them to, to go long, where I have to don't really have to be in it other than my shirt that I'm day trading or scalping in my Webull account. But other than that, like I said, please, like take your time to learn. And even if it's like one share, buy one share, sell it, repeat, sell it, repeat. I seen accounts. I mean, I have made accounts go from 20 to 60 under 1 week or a week and a half. And then, I would just, whenever I was starting, and then boom, I would send it back out and repeat my thing. But I see my friends do that. And then, whenever we were starting off, but overall, like I said, and I had other friends who would come in heavy, 30,000, 25,000, 15,000, lose 5,000, and then I would never see them again. That'll be the last time I ever see them, because they get so emotional, with their money lost, and that it hurts. It does hurt, because imagine, working so long for your money, and you come to the market and you lose it in a day. Because I seen that happen. You lose $2,000 that probably took you a whole month, a whole month and a half to work. So it does hurt. That, I mean, it hurts a lot to lose $2,000 overall. And when you make $2,000, it makes you happy, right? It makes you, oh man, the god of everything. But if you cannot constantly make $2,000, then that's a problem. It's not good for you to keep losing 500, 400, 1,000, 1,000. You only go in when you confirm that you're pretty good at it. But if you're confident enough, you can always go up. Yeah, I read that about that too, Maton. We should see what Tesla does. I think Tesla's pushing pretty insanely right now. Oh, may even push higher. Oh, we need to see 500, guys. I was telling you guys about this. I wasn't even joking. No, I never set stop losses. I only mental get out losses. Like I meant to stop. Like I do not set stop losses where like, oh look, oh I'm out. It took me out. I'm out. Like you get like tap out. No, I meant to stop my stuff because I know that if it has potential to reverse, I am going to take dip opportunities as opportunities to make my money back, or to even make a heck of a lot of profit. Because CVAT was alerted around 460 to rerun that five, and that's how many of us got caught. But anyways, I mean, we started off from 320 already. We ran it to five, and the problem was, I made my good money between 330 to five, and then it dropped again, and we were trying to go up again on it, right? So he actually went and he actually did what I alerted, except that it did not held, and it just faked us, and you just flushed from that 490 that it run all the way to 330, 3, and then 240 again. But because I knew that there was potential based on the monthly to come back and rerun us the potential, and all we needed to was to wait on daily, wait on monthly, that it became the mental stop loss to potentially hold and use those dip opportunities as opportunities to make money in a long-term investment, as in long-term opportunities. Because long-term investments, long-term holds, you have to know that whenever it runs daily uptrend, it's it's like green red, green green red, green green red, and so on. So there can be some green days, some red days, and then, not every single day will be running. Oh yeah, like I said, like this is just this is my Y small account that I used. I copied everything, so pretty much what I'm using, I'm teaching her how to do this. So overall, when it comes to Telsa, and then because look, Telsa, let me show you something. Okay, not that one. You see this quarterly here? That is zigzagging, but it's bullish up. You see this yearly? I'm just gonna show you the yearly. You see where the yearly is at right now? That yearly is actually on you see how K is on D? You see how K is on D right now? What that also means, it also means a bounce a heavy bounce coming. Now, you see this reset of 4 hours, 407, 46, 467. And spicy or brother, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I have alerted this Tesla thing for so long, and I do believe that right now it's a bad time to go all in because you will have to at least wait for it to reset again. You know how I was explaining about 15 minutes reset. So you will want to at least for this to come down and hold 450. So tomorrow market open can we push this 467 again? And your potential dip here opportunity and your mental here is for to come down and hold a higher low for you to dip again. But where it's sitting now, it's too risky for you to go in because like I said, this ticker was alerted so many times before. Like say that was so much because I was put in the lines here earlier and then yeah, it's just always best to look higher low MO. Because, like, let's go back here to 15 minutes. It wasn't even making. Let's go back to 5 minutes. Yeah, that was just all based on news. That's the pop that based on news. No, I do alert in the option alert. I do alert the market condition. Like if you look at it for the past month, I've been on spot on with the market condition where I'm like, hey, the market should run bullish today. The market should do this today. The market, the coming weeks, the market should do this in the coming days. So if you look at it, it's been spot on when it comes to conditions and how the market's been doing. So even today, like Tesla, like I said, Tesla, if you look at the history here, all this is, it's think about it, daily reset, 385. That was the dip potential, before. You would have been able to sitting on $100 profit by now per share. So what I'm saying is, and this is on the reset, right? Overall, most of the times we come late, brother, whenever you're trying to dig something, because if you're late, you're late. So when it comes to learning option alerts, it's been alerted. And I do alert the condition of the market. So if I alert the condition, for example, like today, I was alerting that the market was bullish, it was strong. We should see a higher high of 366. That should, give you the idea that you could potentially go calls for SPI or Apple, Disney, stuff like that. Yeah, I do it in the morning. Like if you let me see. I do it here. This is where I post all of them in the morning. Like today was posted before, as you can see here, I put it all high caps, and I was like monster strong openings today, and that weekly wants to run the 366, and so on and so on. But if you go up on previous day, I did the same thing, on was it on Friday? Let me see. Yep, I did posted. I think I posted to pre-market high caps. Yeah, but they posted high caps. Yep, and then I was like, market looking strong. I've been kind of keeping track every single day on it on the Discord. All right, team. So I guess I'm just gonna leave it here. But if anyone has any questions, I will be answering them in the VIP trade chat. This will be all for today. I think it was heck of a long, about an hour or so long. Lots of information again. So anytime, team, thank you for joining us today. And I will be seeing you guys tomorrow. And just a quick update before we leave. Just remember that we have, I am still swinging AWX. I am also still swinging Polar. MGA, I already took profit in that. I will be looking into probably see if he wants to run me up. So more money and see if he consolidates to rerun up again. MHLD, it's only for tomorrow. I'm at a little profit at the moment, but it's not much. If he doesn't do anything in pre-market or it doesn't want to reset, I will be letting it go break even. When it comes to CVAT is still a long-term hold. It should be able to rerun $4, $5 again. That is still long term for me at the moment, and I am catching dips. So just know that whatever dips, sell off days or whatever, I am catching dips. And this is the same thing opportunity as CVAT. CVAT, I took my profit. I wasn't chasing it after. And by the looks of it, in extension, it closed pretty strong for some more into pre-market. So keep an eye on pre-market if you wake up early, so you can probably make some money in the pre-market, probably make it a pop. But other than that, CMW still holding, and Polo still holding. MGI, like I said, took more profit, and AMC is still holding, but I am averaging on AMC. So and there's some other tickers that if you do have them that I probably alerted. I don't want to go over everything, confuse people here. So what I'm saying is, if you're a ticket that we're like SNRE, that's another ticket that that I'm holding. That's long-term tickers when they take profit. Like I lock profit and then I look for a new one to cover that spot. So I never try to overcrowd myself with things. It's why as you can see, I lock profit when I do, and I don't trying to when I swing and lock profit into next day. And I don't try to be like, okay, hey, I'm gonna hold it for some more. No, I try to be locking when I know it's time, and I average in when I know it's time to average in. So overall, team, like I said, I want you to have a great day or have a great rest of the day. And today was actually pretty good. So I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow. So any questions, please type it down, break and beat chat, and anytime, brother. Good stuff, real. Yep. Anytime, matey. See you guys tomorrow. Peace.